I've seen some displays of waistcoats for a Prince Charlie jacket, where in most cases they have 3 buttons, but I've also seen some that have 5 buttons. Is the 5-button waistcoat acceptable with a Prince Charlie?
The classically, traditionally, Prince Charlie has a 3-button waistcoat, and you wear it with a bow tie. In the last 20 years or so, there's been a ruche tie or whatever. Yeah, ruche tie.
Yeah.
You call it. It's basically a big, looks like a clown tie. It's a big knot here that's kind of like squished up and kind of frilly looking, or, wrinkly looking.
It's
and then
ruched,
a big,
if you will. Ruching means wrinkled.
to gather. Yeah.
Gathered.
And then it comes like to a big old honking tie thing down the bottom. It does not look good with a 3-button waistcoat because the button, or the buttons come down here. The V, comes all the way down to, let's say 4 inches above the belly button or so. So you're left with this big clown-looking tie. It looks okay. It looks, some people love the look. It looks good with a 5-button waistcoat where you just see the very top and the ruching, but it doesn't look good when you have a low-cut vest.
Right.
Therefore, as the people in Scotland start making requests and they say, hey, I love that ruche tie look, I'd like to rent one of those. Rental companies start offering those, but they don't really look good with a low-cut V on the front of a 3-button PC vest. So the rental companies started saying, okay, then we'll rent the Argyll 5-button vest with a Prince Charlie jacket.
Right.
Therefore, you have a higher, V, and it looks much, much nicer. So that's kind of become a little bit of a trend in the last 3 years or so. Are people getting 5-button waistcoats with a Prince Charlie jacket? It's not traditional, but it's kind of the evolution of how things are going a little bit.
Yeah, when I see that, I basically think rental outfit. I think it makes me think, oh, they're saving money by only offering one type of vest. It just looks. The problem I have with it is the bottom, where the bottom of the waistcoat and the bottom of the jacket are not going to line up the way they're designed to.
They do, because
do they really?
Yes, because
I don't know. I've seen some pretty bad examples.
Now, okay,
you're saying they'll change the sizes up.
Correct.
Yeah.
For the vest. Like if somebody says, I want to buy a Prince Charlie, but I want a 5-button vest. If they are a 48 regular, I'm going to say, hey, I want a PC 48 regular and 5-button vest. We'll actually receive a 48 short vest.
I see.
With a 48 regular jacket.
Okay.
So the bottom of the vest is 1.5 inches, I believe, shorter on the vest. So it comes and it meets more with the bottom of the jacket or the coatee than it does with the 5-button.
And of course, you're wearing a kilt belt with it. So, of course, that gives you more room for the kilt belt to pop out nicely, right? Or the bottom of your shirt to show. So. See, there's problems with doing that hack, I think.
Most
guys renting a kilt don't care the same way.
In fairness,
we might.
You shouldn't be renting or buying or wearing a vest with a kilt belt and buckle.
But they do. That's my point. Is a lot of time I see this look and there's a belt included.
It depends on a couple things. It depends on the rental company.
Yeah.
And it depends on the person doing the renting. If I am in business, whether it's a tuck shop, whether it's a kilt rental shop, whatever it is, if I'm in business to make the customer happy, and I have the attitude of the customer's always right, and the guy comes in and says, well, I want to rent a 5-button, a PC, kilt, dress sporran, and a belt and buckle. If I'm the rental shop, I may, like we would in here in the shop, we'd say, well, just so you know, typically you don't wear a belt with the dress sporran or with a jacket and vest.
Yeah.
But if the customer says, well, I don't care, I still want to wear it, then sure. Who am I to stop you from doing it?
I may have been being a little bit
facetious.
Cynical and facetious there. I apologize.
But at the same time, you're going to see differing levels of tradition, differing levels of knowledge, differing levels of fashion. It's up to the person wearing it and the guidance they're receiving or the knowledge that they have And a lot of times from a lot of companies, especially if it's a rental industry and it's just get them in, get them out, cycle it through.
Yeah.
There's a lot less care involved in making sure that every single tiny detail is correct.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, yes.
So I wouldn't. I guess the bottom line is I would not personally recommend doing it. From my perspective, it just looks a little bit odd. It's not the end of the world either. It's not that bad. If I were going to pick and choose things like that, and somebody told me I had to do it, I would do a Brian Boru jacket because I think the shawl collar would accentuate the higher vest better than the peaked lapels of a PC. I think that would be a smoother grouping, for lack of a better way to put it. You think it'd be worse?
I think it'd be worse because you're going to have a 5-button vest with no lapels and it's very angular, and then you have the nice sweeping. On a 3-button Brian Boru vest, it is the same as a Prince Charlie vest, but it still has the shawl collar or shawl lapels on the not shawl collar, but it has lapels that don't have angles on them. It's a nice sweeping bottom, so that pairs nicely. I myself am less fussed by it. It's a fashion thing. Fashion evolves. Over time, meaning 20 years from now, we'll see if it sticks. Is it going to be a 5-button vest and a ruche tie with a PC coatee? Is that going to be the blue, powder blue tuxedo of the 70s? Are people going to look at their wedding photos and go, oh man, I should have just gone with the traditional 3-button? Or are they going to go, nope, still like it, and that's what fashion becomes?
I think I don't know if it would become it, but I could see it being accepted because it's more subtle than other things. I mean, there's a lot. If you look at the more fashion forward for hire outfits from Scotland right now, they're doing things like solid color purple, and I'm not exaggerating. I've actually seen this picture, like a solid color lavenderish purple kilt and waistcoat, and then a tan tweed jacket on top. That, and that's just kind of like, that's like so trendy. I don't think it'll last. But what you're describing,
I hope so.
I could see it'd be. I'll send you the picture.
Oh,
so yeah,
not after I eat.
It's a different twist on a tweed suit, basically. But it's
the
kilt and vest the same, and then the jacket a completely different color.
Tweeds and smart day wear and kind of toning down formal wear is a huge trend right now, because it's classic and it's just classy. It looks awesome.
Well, they're toning it down, but they're also getting it funky. There's some funky.
Yeah, or twisting it, making it their own, like the chocolate bronze cantle on it or whatever. Right. So there's different ways to twist it. Ultimately, fashion evolves, and that's where we're going to end on this. Is the fashion for it is going to evolve. It's going to ebb and flow. It may go a little bit out one direction and then come back. It may like a river, just take a hard right turn. So you don't know. Only time will tell. It is not traditional, but it is fashiony, and it is what is currently being done right now in addition to a 3-button vest.
Right.
It's not replaced the 3-button vest. It is giving grooms and rental customers another option over in Scotland.